All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Tinubu not losing sleep over 2027 plot, Daniel Buala. Now, if you know the APC well, you will understand that anytime they come out to make a statement unprovoked, just know that whatever they say is the exact opposite of what is actually happening, is the exact opposite of the truth. When they came out to say that Tinubu was not going to float the naira, the next week he floated the naira. They said Tinubu was not going to take loans again after subsidy removal. Today, he has taken more loans than 4 presidents put together, and the list is endless. I can go on and on, to name all the things that they came out to refute, and it turned out to be true. So when they say Tinubu is not losing sleep over 2027 plots by opposition, what they actually mean is that the man is scared to death, and that is why he begs Peter Obi today. Tomorrow he goes to attack Peter Obi's brother's property. He infiltrates the PDP today. Tomorrow he attacks the Labour Party because he fears that his performance in office is so bad that even the INEC and judiciary that he pays to rig elections and judgments for him may betray him, seeing how the country is sinking under him. And few hours ago, Tinubu, out of panic, began arresting coalition ADC members. Efcc has now arrested former Speaker of the House of Representatives and ex-governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwal, all in a bid to destabilize the coalition. And the immediate consequence of that is that the hatred for Tinubu in northern Nigeria has tremendously increased because northerners came out attacking him after the arrest of Tambuwal was announced. And concurrently, Peter Obi blasted the federal government for selective justice, comparing the case of Wasiu Ayinde Kwamwan at the airport to the case of the Ibom Air lady who has now been remanded in Kirikiri. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video by Babashir Lawal talking about the choice that ADC will make for their 2027 flag bearer. See the video.
I had looked at the North, I looked at the problems, and I looked at the fact that solution to the problems can only be possible if you have the instruments of power and coercion. If you don't control the military, there's no way you can coerce them into doing the right thing with insurgency and bandits, whatever name we like to call them. So it is important that we get the instruments of power as Northerners in the hands of somebody who understands the issues facing us and who will face it headlong and bring a solution to it. That is my position. Now, to do that, we had a group of people who started meeting with like minds. How do we approach this? What is the issue? What are the issues? So we call this Nigerian People's Consultative Political Forum, North, in which almost every significant northern politician that is not in government attends our meetings. The idea is we get together, we bring unity to this North. There's disunity among us, and we analyze what is meant by this disunity among us, what are the causes, how do we ameliorate them, and then so we agreed that we must vote en bloc. If we don't vote en bloc, we will not be able to achieve our goals.
So that's the agreement now?
That's our understanding of the way to go. Now, whoever it is that will eventually emerge, we will only support somebody that understands the problems facing the North, and will present them to him.
Either the person is a northerner or a southerner. Or have you decided?
Even if he's from heaven.
Have you made any decision about who you are going to be?
No. Me as a person?
No, I'm saying your group.
No. Eventually we just decided, of course, that we can only pursue this if we are in one solid political party. And we all agree this political party can only be ADC. Now, I'm part of those, I'm the leader, one of the leaders of the ADC. And from the beginning, the discussion is all the intending contestants must slow down their ambitions until we form a political platform that will facilitate victory for them. And they have, I mean, at the national level, and quite a lot of the most significant ones, they are Samechi, Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar is there. I'm sure there are others there who have not yet thrown in the towel.
Babachi Lawa is not one of them.
No, nobody will vote for me.
You heard that. Now, that was Babashi Lawal, one of the chieftains of the coalition ADC there speaking. And he said the ADC has decided that they will vote only a candidate who understands the problems of northern Nigeria and how to solve them, because basically it was northern elites who came together to form the ADC. Now, first of all, Babashi Lawal supported Peter Obi during the 2023 presidential election, and he said even in this interview that he believes that it was Peter Obi that won the 2023 election. Now, first of all, if Peter Obi won the 2023 election without the coalition, then imagine how big the victory would be with the coalition. Secondly, on the issue of choosing a candidate that understands the problem of northern Nigeria, if that is what the ADC will do, I will be very happy. If they are not going to depend on the candidate who spends the most dollars, if they are not going to consider tribe or religion in their choice of a flag bearer, I will be very happy. Because if we are looking at the candidate who understands the problem of northern Nigeria the most and how to solve them, it is Peter Obi. More than 2 years ago, Obi began saying the insecurity in northern Nigeria is hugely linked to the poverty level in the region. He began saying it about 3 years ago. It is now that some northern governors are now coming out to agree with him. So this man is ahead of everybody. And he has laid down clear plan on how to fix the problems of insecurity. He has talked about the agricultural revolution that will take place in the north when he is elected president. So the man has a good understanding of the problems and how to solve them. And luckily for the coalition ADC, this same Obi is the most accepted candidate in southern Nigeria. So it is an easy choice. Just go and do your homework. South does their homework, and that is all. If we will keep tribe and religion aside, the issue of Muslims will not vote this one, Christians will not vote this one, let us all keep that aside. If these northern elites have come together to form this party, the same elites can go and relate to their people that this is the man to get us out of this quagmire. And if we do that, we will be able to take our country back. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one from Peter Obi talking about the selective justice applied to the case of Wasiu Ayinde Kwamwan and the case of the Ibom Air Lady Comfort Emerson. And next is that update on Efcc arresting coalition members, starting from ex-Speaker of the House of Representatives and ex-Governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwal. Let's start by taking that update from Peter Obi. Look at how the papers reported it. Government punishing ordinary Nigerians, rewarding corrupt politicians, top personalities. Peter Obi has expressed outrage at how the Nigerian government punishes ordinary citizens but rewards politicians and their associates who commit worse crimes that harm the country, against the backdrop of an unruly Ibom Air passenger, Comfort Emerson, who was swiftly arraigned and remanded in Kirikiri prison. Mr. Peter Obi, in a statement on Tuesday, condemned double standards in the Nigerian justice system, arguing that the poor must not be punished while the powerful walk free. Reacting to Ms. Emerson's remand in prison, Mr. Obi said, "This morning I woke up to learn that the passenger, the young Ms. Comfort Emerson in her 20s, has been banned from flying for life." Once again, showing how our system works, proving the truth of Anakasi's words that the law is like a spider's web. It catches the weak while the powerful break through with ease. The former Anambra governor explained that there is everything systematically wrong and unjust about this authoritarian decision. He added, "What due process was followed overnight leading to this sanction? Have we exhausted the avenues of justice and compassionate resolution on this matter?" Mr. Obi, who had in his first statement queried why Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde, an ally of Bola Tinubu, who held an aircraft hostage, was not arrested, decried the Nigerian system that swiftly punishes ordinary Nigerians while politicians and their associates go scot-free of more serious crimes. Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Kwamwan held an aircraft hostage. He stood in front of an aircraft, seemingly trying to prevent it from flying because he held a liquid whose volume was too much for the aircraft to fly him with. And the pilot and everyone tried to prevent him. And he was saying, "You cannot try me. You can't treat me like this. Do you know who I am?" That was what he was saying. Wasiu Ayinde is walking scot-free now after that incident. Nobody's talking about it again. They say he should apologize, that to err is human. Abike Dabiri, that was what she was saying. But this lady, Comfort Emerson, had her own issues. First of all, she was embarrassed. She slapped an air hostess, which is very, very wrong. But she was embarrassed. She was stripped half naked while she was being dragged out of an aircraft. Now she has been banned from flying for life in Nigeria. And Obi is saying, why are you doing this to ordinary Nigerians? Why the selective justice? And this goes to everybody who is an ordinary Nigerian that is watching. This is more reason why we need to get this country back. We cannot continue living in a country, our own country, and we are treated as second-class citizens. It doesn't make sense at all. We cannot say this enough. This injustice to ordinary Nigerians by the APC must stop, and Nigerians must come together to ensure that by kicking Tinubu out of office in 2027. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update on Efcc arresting coalition members, starting from ex-Speaker of House of Representatives Aminu Tambuwal, began making the rounds. And as soon as this update came up, Northerners began to talk tough. They said, Tinubu, this is a wrong route you have taken, that you have just increased your enemies in northern Nigeria. And I have to be honest with you, I am happy for this arrest because I know that this is like putting more nails to the coffin of Tinubu in northern Nigeria. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking: EFCC arrests ex-Sokoto governor Tambuwal over alleged 189 billion naira scandal. Former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal is in custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over alleged fraudulent cash withdrawals totaling 189 billion naira. Tambuwal reportedly arrived at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja around 11:30 a.m. on Monday, where he is being interrogated by investigators. A senior EFCC source who spoke on condition of anonymity said the former governor is facing questions over suspicious transactions during his tenure involving alleged unauthorized withdrawals of public funds. EFCC spokesperson Dele Oyewale declined to comment until the interrogation is concluded. You heard that. EFCC has arrested ex-governor of Sokoto State over something that allegedly happened many years ago when he was governor of Sokoto State. But Northerners are not having it. In fact, they have come out to tell Tinubu that this will be the final nail to his coffin in northern Nigeria. This path of arresting their elites that he has taken. Let's take some of the tweet reactions from Northerners. Umaru Muhammad here says, is Tinubu directly involved in all this mess, or people around him are doing too much, causing everyone to hate him? It is very confusing. I am happy that he is bringing more hate to himself, particularly in northern Nigeria. Aminu Ahmed here says, effect of joining coalition. I know Tambuwal will not be intimidated and Tinubu must go by 2027 at official EFCC, at official BAT. And Musa Jida here says, the road APC is taking to win the 2027 election is the longest road ever with a doubtful destination. That is it. The destination is doubtful, and it makes me happy because these intimidation tactics of northern Nigeria that they want to embark upon, that they have actually embarked upon, is causing Tinubu more enemies in the north. Jay here says they have started going after ADC members. And Bankole says, I wonder how a so-called pastor from RCCG could turn himself to a tool in the hand of Mr. Presido, all in eye service. Sooner or later, people will know which church to attend and which one not to. Bankole there is blasting the Efcc chairman, who is a pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Now, this is coming to Tambuwal just weeks after he penned that birthday message to Peter Obi, where he called Peter Obi the conscience of modern day Nigerian politics. I remember EFCC going after Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed after his first meeting with Peter Obi, where he said he was ready to work with Peter Obi for 2027. They did the same thing with Sule Lamido when he had a meeting with Peter Obi. So I'm seeing a pattern. Anybody that sees the light or acknowledges the light in Peter Obi, because the light is there for all to see. Anybody that acknowledges the light and begins to tip him for presidency in 2027, especially if the person is from the north, EFCC starts going after the person. So this is just panic mode for Tinubu, because the more he goes after these northerners, the more they hate him. Go on social media and see what northerners are saying after this arrest of Aminu Tambuwal. They said this is the final nail to Tinubu's coffin in northern Nigeria. And for me, it is actually a good thing, because the goal is to get as many Nigerians as possible against the APC and the Tinubu regime, so that unanimously we can get them out of power and take our country back. But until then, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una na I dey here, so don't go away.